All right, I want to say I'm back, but I was listening to the Joey Badass versus basically the West Coast, and like individually, like Daylight and Rayvon were like, Joey, you keep saying you back, but nobody cared where you went. Nobody asked, and so now I don't want to say that kind of stuff. Anyway, but I am because, like I said today, in my previous two streams today, because of all these technical issues. Um, I have a holiday today here in Switzerland. However, I had already Prof X viable. Really? Um, sorry, that's my other game. But I had already like scheduled a meeting with my with a member of my team in Brazil, and I was like, all right, well, I got to do that, and I might as well get some work done anyway, right? Get some work done. Get some work done. Um, and then he sends me a message saying that he has to cancel. And I was like, so I did a couple hours. Get like 4 hours in or so. You're going to do a little stream. You got some videos that you want to record. Anyway, like put it this way, I'm doing the stream because there's videos that I want to record. And I'm like, I might as well do a stream of it. Because for some reason, you guys watch it after the fact. Which I'm saying that in a judgmental way, knowing damn well I do that too, a lot. So, so I can't hold you. I can't hold you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get here. I'm trying to find another way to get the comment section up, basically. So, that ain't it. There we go. There it is. There's a way to get the comment section up. Here we go. All right. So, in case there is anybody, literally anybody who's watching, I don't even think I have the stream categorized under DC Worlds Collide, which is okay because, like, just another behind the scenes thing. I am trying to, because it's been released basically globally except the US. I'm trying to get like the content up, trying to get my rhythm. If you see my videos now, especially if you watch on the stream, I'm haphazard. I'm all over the pace. I'm bumping. I'm still trying to get my groove back to where I was back when I was in my like peak of making content and stuff. So I have the creative spirit at the moment to make a bunch of content, but I got to make sure my execution's on point, right? So that's also what's part of this thing. And yes, I'm an old man who still uses paper despite the fact that I know it's terrible. All right, so what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna try to build burn, poison. I feel like I could just type this, but I'm not trusting my computer at the moment right now. It feels like if I do more than two things, and this computer's not old, I just got it. Like a year and a half ago. It feels like anytime I try to do anything else, if OBS and LD Player are running, then it slows down, things lag. So I'm just waiting. I'm gonna do this until I can clean it. Freeze, is that the last one? Okay, so yeah, the debuffs, which you can see down there in the thing already. Burn, poison, bleed, freeze. And I was already like doing some teams, and actually one of the one of the things I figured out was Super B in Elite Arena, which I can kind of show off Elite Arena while making those teams and testing those teams. You don't, in Elite Arena, which I'm sure you guys know by now, you don't get to check out the team that you're going to go against until after you've like done challenge. And here's Ivy. She goes here. Pingy goes here. Ever since Harley Quinn called Penguin Pingy, that is what I refer to him as. So I kind of like that game mode, and I kind of want to build towards that game mode just for this video, to show it off. Also, it feels as though Scarecrow. It feels as though who's it? This game mode here, Evil Falls, is kind of the best for testing tunes, and not because of any kind of consistency from enemy to enemy, which I assume there will be once. I don't know what the top level of Evil Falls is. If anybody does know, please let me know. I don't know the top level of Evil Falls, but it feels as though I can test and then see the damage clearer because it's just them on that fight. So I can see what's going on with the debuffs a little bit better. So I'm feeling like I can build the teams around that and then test out the debuffs in that way. And I also have to make special note because I am excitable. I have to make special note to say that all this stuff is based off of like attack and things of that nature that are influenced heavily by the gear. So one thing that I was not fair to on Jessica Cruz, and I went back and looked because I was doing gear this morning, was like, hey, her gear is crap compared to Starfire and Superboy. So no wonder she's not doing crap. Like Star Sapphire, I'm not confusing them. Star Sapphire, I only have rank 3. So of course she's going to be crap compared to, rank 7 Green Arrow. So I have to keep those things in mind as I'm like going through the game and getting excited and having fun, but like not rushing the judgment of being like, oh yeah, you're trash, I'm never looking at you again. So yeah, and then Mr. Freeze. And so this is like the start. I think I got them all that I was looking for. And a lot of these teams, at least from my roster, have 3 pieces. On Damien, Two-Face. Damien, Two-Face. I have a friend named Damien, and I don't have the heart to tell him that, and he's been a close friend, like Brate, that's my bro. I didn't have the heart to tell him the name Damien always bothered me to the point of where when I was younger and I was writing stories and books and stuff like that, one of the characters in like this trilogy I wrote was named Damien, and he was an evil zombie. Like he was a terrible human being. I never told him that, and plus that was back in the day. Like the stuff I write now is different. Although that did happen again. So I wrote. Let me tell you guys this. I've written like several short stories and books, just for fun. Like if they made a little bit of change, cool. If not, and most of them are free online anyway, so you can go and just download them and read the stories or whatever. I don't really include it in this stuff because I'm not trying to like, hey, look at all of my creative stuff that is mediocre. But in the second book, okay, so like there's these 2 novels I'm working on. I'm working on volume 3 right now. It's a series of short stories, but there's a through line through all of it, so you can read the stories individually, but at the same time, if you don't follow the through line, then you can't get everything, right? And in the second volume of these books, there was this woman that I was dating named Daniela, and she was cool. We broke up, but it was cool. It wasn't like we dated for like a month, and it was like, I shouldn't even say broke up. It was like, no, probably best if we go separate ways. There were circumstances around it, but nothing that was like devious or, she says F you, I say F her. It was cool. So as I'm writing this, I put in her name as a placeholder for the villain, which is this woman, actually an Italian woman, and she was Brazilian. And I was like, I'm just putting in the name now because I can't think of another name. So let me because I don't want to just do your Susans. I want to have like a nice name that's kind of unique but not too foreign, or too out of the blue. And so I put that in, but then the more and more I wrote, I finished writing that book, and then I couldn't change the name because that was the name of that character to me permanently. And that character dies violently. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And I even was so associating to that character that I stopped thinking about her when I thought about that name. And then I set up this, like they say when you're trying to promote a book and you're independent, whatever, set up videos, trailers, little interviews. And I had a friend who was an actress who we did a lot of short films together. I would write and direct short films. I had a lot of hobbies, all just fun stuff, just That's one recommendation I give to anybody. If there's a thing that you want to do, just go do it. It doesn't have to make you money so long as it makes you happy. I'm doing this because this makes me happy and it's fun. I don't make any money right now because I haven't done it in a while, but even when I was making money, it was $100, $200, $300 a month, which changes a lot, which would help people out in the long run, but that's not changing my life. I would rather, like, versus the hours I put in, I was making like $2 an hour, right? So it didn't really matter in that way for me. I love doing it. Same thing with the short film stuff, making all that stuff. That's just fun, something different instead of just sitting around and doing nothing. Same thing with the writing. Anyway, that actress, I had her ask some questions. I was like, you think of the questions, read the book, because she had read the book. And she liked it. And I was like, okay, cool. You think of questions, and you ask me the questions. And that was a mistake. Not really. It led to a funny situation. And she was like, not all, but basically all of the villains in your book are women. Is there anything behind that? And I was like, I did not even notice. And then I went back and I was like, well, no, this guy and this guy and this guy. And she was like, yeah, but the main ones, the ones who really challenge the hero, they're women. And I was like, I think that comes from the main character himself being a womanizer. He's an absolute womanizer. He's a terrible, like in the beginning, he's a terrible womanizer. So much so that my ex, when she read the book, she wanted to read the book and she loved reading the book, but she did not like the main character because of how he was. And no matter what happened and what he did in the book, he could never redeem himself in her eyes, even though she wanted to keep reading and she wants to read volume 3, I assume. So that caught me off guard. And then she brings up her name and I was like, damn. So I even named it after her. And then you're sitting there like all the women are, and I was like, shh. Anyway, yeah, long rambling story of nothing. There you go. And if you were unfortunate enough to join my stream during that time, my bad. Anyway, so now what we're going to do is how do I want to go about this? How do I want to do this? We're going to do bleed comps, and that's what I was just writing down now. We have bleed is going to be Orem, Damien, and Two-Face. Those are the ones I have. Freeze is going to be Bizarro, Captain Cole, Mr. Freeze. Although I could drop Green Arrow in there, actually, because he has the frostbite. And I think I need to put, I don't know if I need to put frostbite and freeze together. That's one thing I need to look up. Then burn is Bizarro, Superboy, Starfire. Bizarro has a good bit of utility, well, at least on the burn and the freeze teams, which makes me think I should invest in him a little bit more than what I have, because he's only 3 right now. And there's nothing I could do to rank him up. I have enough. Of course I have enough elite. I never have enough rare. Although I'm not that far off. I wonder how much. No, forget it. No, forget it. I don't think I have the resources. I could. Oh, and by the way, one thing in the previous video when I said I was going to do system recovery, it turns out that system recovery, you have a limited number of times you can do it in the day, which is lame. The one thing where I was like, oh, I can just go back and play the content over and over again and try different teams. They're like, yeah, you can tomorrow. What's the maximum? They don't even tell me what the maximum was. I'm just duty the whole time and whatever, dog. So yeah, that was annoying. That's what led me to the Elite Arena and sticking with Evil Falls. How do I want to go about this? Starboy has the main synergy for burn. Check. Let's check out Ivy. Orem has the main synergy, I think, for either Orem or Damien have the main synergy for bleed. And then, all right, so let's do it that way. And also, let me check this filter. See, because you can't filter by the. You can't filter by. Oh, that's slightly overwhelming. You can't filter by their tags or search by their tags. Only by this and this, their class and their trait. So. cold? Does he have any frostbite in this kit? And will it even say it if it's here? Oh yeah, so cold has frostbite. Does cold not have freeze? He must have freeze. Frostbite. Frostbite. He must have freeze though. Right? Must have freeze somewhere in this kit. I mean, he's Captain Cold. Ain't got what? That frostbite, and then what's this one? He does not have freeze. That's weird. Also, I didn't realize that I had taken Captain Cole out of the level link. And in order to do this video, he's gonna have to be in there. So is Scarecrow. I think those are the only elites that I have that should be in level link. Anybody I could remove. I could temporarily move Star Sapphire. Let's see. We're leaving just, I literally don't use Star Sapphire right now. Not even her fault. And I could put Captain Cole in there now. So, I'm trying to go back through the list to be sure. All right, so we can go ahead and take her out. And then that little thing here, I should have done it a while ago. 100. Why is that 100 gems? But to retrain a whole character is 5. And actually, maybe I shouldn't say that, so then they might hike the price up on retraining characters. Don't do that. Let's see. Well, I don't have a choice if I'm going to make the damn video. Don't know why I'm sitting here just staring at it. I need none of these before I have. Okay, there we go. Confirm. Boot. All right. And do I have gear on Captain Cole already? That's indicative of. And I did do his guide, so I went over his gear already. And it's all green mess. Can I replace any of this with some blue? Yeah, there's a blue. Replace that. Shoulders. Yo. Shoulders, we can replace that. Body, we can replace that. Let's get them stats up. Belt. Yeah, replace that. Yeah. Oh, okay. Feels like I had everything in. Okay. Well, I did do the guide. Well, I guess, what did I do the guide yesterday or 2 days ago? I don't know. It's all a blur. Here. Okay. Replace. Oh. Nope, I replaced the wrong thing. That needed to be attack. And I don't believe I have attack out there at all. Huh? So do I have a blue attack here? Yes. All right, so we'll do it that way. Replace. All right, so now he's okay. And everybody else on this list should be fine. All right, so let's try to do this video. I'm not entirely confident about doing this video if I'm being real. Which affinity got unlocked? Oh no, it's all there. Okay, we're cool. And then Two-Face had something showing up as far as affinities. All right, no. All right, we're good. So let's see. Yeah, it's probably going to be better too if I do it this way. Okay. Actually, am I able to? They won't even let you see them, right? Oh no, they'll let you see them. Okay. I just can't attack them. Johnny Quick. That's a goofy looking dude. What in the? There is like an elf that he's reminding me of with that little thing in the back of his head. Who is that elf? What is that elf? There's an elf like from a movie. And I was gonna say Dobby from Harry Potter, but Dobby didn't have it like that. Like the who was it? There is a character with that kind of pointy, floppy head, and I cannot remember what movie it was from. It's gonna drive me crazy all day. Yeah, that was my first time seeing him. All right, so let's go ahead and do Ultraman. I thought he was supposed to be like a mob boss. Why is his cape so torn up? Okay, isn't he supposed to be coming through in class with some class because he's a business man? All right, so let's get it going. And 3, 2. So I've had a difficult time trying to figure out the debuffs. Let's just be real. Joke times are over. I've had a difficult time trying to do the debuffs or figure the debuffs out. And when I say difficult, not difficult. It's just starting out in the game. There's a lot coming at you at once. And so you take in the smaller pieces and process them as you can. So now I'm going to try to focus on building 4 types of teams in this video. This video is going to be a longer one. I'm getting ready for an endurance run here. I might even break it up into multiple parts. But the idea here is to teach you the debuffs and try to build a team centered around those debuffs with my limited roster, right? So far for each category, For Burn, Poison, Bleed, I got 3 characters for each. For Freeze/Frostbite, that's kind of weird and I'm gonna have to figure something out. Let's get to the video. All right, so there's that. Now, am I able to? Yes, I am. I will say they make navigation through this game very, very good. What, like it's nice. All right, so I've done nothing but compliment this game for I don't know how long. All right, except for system recovery. That's trash, yo. Just let me play that all day if I want to. And 3, 2. Hi guys, I'm Grabby here, and this is a DC Worlds Collide video. In this video, I'm going to try to build debuffs team as I told you in the intro. So let's go ahead and get to building it. I think what I'm going to do is, and then, forgive me, I have it all written down of how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to have to be haphazard because the game itself, one of the flaws is you can't build teams outside of one of the game modes and just have it save as a preset. That would be really nice and make it easier to like display to you what the teams are. I'm going to try to use Evil Falls to show the damage, and I'm also going to try to use it to show like the team composition, and then I may go into Elite Arena for you guys. So first, let's get to the characters. We're going to start off with Burn. We're going to go Burn, Poison, Bleed, and Freeze is last /Frostbite because that category is confusing the hell out of me. All right, so, and actually, funnily enough, I think, let's see, should we start off with Superboy? Because he has Detonate. Let's start off with Superboy. And I'm not going over their kits because I made videos for these characters, all of them. Like the ones that are going to be included on this Burn team are going to be Starfire, Superboy, and Bizarro. Bizarro is the only one I haven't done a guide for, so that guide is coming. But if you need a guide on Starfire and Superboy, they should have come out before this video. I haven't released it as of this video. So for those of you on stream, or you're watching the stream video, it's not out yet. If you are watching the release of this video, which is going to be like a week later than it was recorded, then it should already be out. So, all that being said, I'm not going over his full kit. I'm only going to go where it goes to Burn. Burn detonates at 4 stacks, taking superpower damage equal to 60% of attack. Now, the one question I have, and I don't know if it's just doing the math in the background for you, is this 60% of attack based on the first person to lay down the burn, the last person to lay down the burn, the enemy's attack? What is this number based off of. I'm assuming it's not the enemy's attack because then when I would do this to Ultraman, it'd be nice. So yeah. And so in the ultimate, charges between, etc., etc., etc. And he's going to lay down, maybe I shouldn't have. Each strike deals superpower damage equal to 90% of attack. Random enemy has a 50% chance to add 1 stack of burn. So only 1 stack and a 50% chance. It doesn't increase that. Each strike gives a da-da-da. So then, since there's going to be 6 strikes, should be 3 on a coin flip. Another burn on his basic attack where he just attacks and gives you burn. And then the passives don't have anything to do with that. So on his basic, on his ultimate, he's given off burn. Next on this is going to be Starfire. Starfire, not on her, just making sure. Boop, 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 boop. Burn on her passive. When dealing damage, adds 1 stack of burn. For every 2 enemies detonated, gain 1 energy. So the ultimate attack and the basic attack are going to do burn. They're going to lay down burn. And if for every 2, so every other one that detonates after the 4 stacks, they detonate, then the next one would detonate. She's going to give us 1 energy, which helps us get to our ultimates faster. And then this is armor break, so nothing to do with that. So that's the part of burn in her kit. All of her attacks burn. And then you have Bizarro. And on his, he gives Frostbite and Freeze too. Oh yeah, I do have him on that team. Okay, I do. I already had him written down, sorry. Okay, so then that's his ultimate. Where's his fire breath? Wait a sec. They said in his, I was under the impression that they, does that mean that he does not belong in the burn team? Oh, he does not belong in the burn team. I could have sworn I saw somewhere where it says he gives burn. HP heal 25%. That's still frostbite. Damage increase, he's laying down, weaken, adds weaken, etc. Where did I see burn from? I'm about to lose it. Feel like I'm going crazy because I feel like I saw burn on his kit. Actually, wait, does this work? Nope, that's just rankings. I think I'm about to go crazy, yo. I think I'm losing my mind. I could have sworn I saw burn somewhere on there. No. He's even spitting fire out of his mouth in this image. Random physical punches. Am I? Expels flames from his mouth that attack all enemies, dealing super equal to attack and adding 1 stack of weaken for 2 turns. You're spitting fire and leaving weaken? And then you put, okay, hold up. See, I was complimenting this game too much. Hold up. Because I could have sworn in his files it said that he would lay down. Oh no, he's elite. That he would lay down. Where you at, bro? Don't hide from me now. He sees he's in trouble, so he's hiding from me. Where you at? Bizarro. Where are you, buddy? I know I'm not blind. Or maybe I am, because I thought you had burn. Am I really that blind? I can't find Bizarro. I'm about to lose my mind here. Yo, I feel like I'm going insane. I feel like somebody's messing with me. I literally can't find Bizarro. Wait, go back. I'm really just losing it right now. Go here. Go there. There he is. Burn. What are we doing? Did I miss something in his kit? I'm gonna let you guys watch me go through this. Heals. Emits freeze beams from eyes. Random enemies, 3 attacks. Frostbite and freeze. Is there any time percentage HP healed, increased duration of freeze? Okay. On this one, no debuffs. On this one, expels flames, weaken. Damage, increase, like frostbite is mentioned with his flames. I know he's backwards, but he can't change the laws of physics. What's going on here? When did they make? Okay. Increases max HP, gives ally HP flower. Oh, highest HP with flower. That's something I had wrong in before. Those ally with most attack. Takes damage, Bizarro damage, additionally decrease. Turn on it and heal. That bugs me. I sat here and was like going through the things and writing it down, trying to be organized and everything. And you guys just made me waste 3 minutes figuring out that the guy who spits fire doesn't burn anybody. Okay, so then that kind of screws up my team. So Starfire and Superboy work more as a pair with those bleeds. Now, here's the thing. Given that that's the case, I'm not even going to worry about doing there's even flames coming from here when you see the logo. Is that just smoke? Why? All right. Because of that, I don't even want to do the burn team now. And that is because with Starfire and Superboy, when I did their kits, I talked about burn a lot there. So you can go back to those videos with Superboy and with Starfire to look at how the burn works between the two. I will do a quick run with both of them just to like show with it. But I mean, like, yeah, guys, what are we doing? So, but we just take everybody out, and then we'll build it. Okay, so basically, since they're just a lovely couple, I guess Nightwing doesn't know about what John is doing with his lady in the evenings when he's out. Where's Batman's house? So basically, when they lay out their burns from her all of her attacks and then from his basic attack, once they get up to 4, then it's gonna explode, and then you'll see a little thing over here with the number and then a little fire symbol next to it to show you that it happens. The one thing that's weird about it to me is that a lot of these debuffs, typically when they do their damage, they do it at the start of the enemy's turn. With burn, bleed, and poison, it all happens at the end of their turn. So they get their attack off and then they receive the damage from the burn or the bleed or whatever. So yeah, which makes me think that would end up with a lot more ties happening. I'm gonna put Zatanna in just for, S's and G's. Well, S's and giggles, I guess. I can say the word giggles. I don't have to censor that word out. Penguin is already going to be on the poison team, so we move away from him. Green Arrow is going to be on the frostbite team, so let's go with Kid Flash. Now, this is his, and this is based on the burns. When there's detonation damage taken by enemies, its detonation damage is increased by 12. Now, I want to say there was some other tune that had something to do with detonation of the burns. That might have just been Starfire. Anyway, we'll stick with that. I'm going to put it to 1x just so you can see the burn take place. Yeah. So, ooh. And then silly me. What did I forget to do, kids? Anybody in the class want to tell me what I did wrong there? Ultimates. You forgot the ultimates, Mr. Obi. Yes, I did. Gold star for you. All right, so he's laid down his first burn from his basic. He apparently didn't land one, but he landed on everything else over there. And then we just got a burn from Starfire because all of her attacks do that. And then I'm going to watch for him because she's probably going to burn him now. And then you see the burn you did until Zatanna took her turn. And as a matter of fact, this is something that George was telling me. I'm going to do these ultimates on my own. I think that'll help me be able to see it. Boom. There's the burn attack for 11,000, I want to say. I think it was 1135. So then we can do this. And we all dead. Well, not Wing. He ain't dead because he's tough. So man's man. Let's click to continue. But hopefully you did see it. I'm going to try it one more time to show the damage that comes at the end. And now remember, this is also because of this increase in 12, increase by 12. So I'm going to do the ultimates all on my own. Boom. I can execute. I actually want to do Starfires. Okay, so that's one. This adds another one. So when Superboy does his basic, there you go. See, 5,727. And then there was another burn there that was applied. And then it's going to be another burn that happens here. Up 5, 4, 5, 7. So that must have been a 3. So basically, on their attacks, and probably about to get hit hard here, on their attacks, it appears as though supreme power, everybody die. Yep, gone. Okay. So, you saw, it seemed as though the attacks from the burns were causing greater damage than the actual attacks that were coming at them from the basic attacks. All right, so next. Now, through my frustration with the burn team, can I even build? Now, here's the problem. I know there's a problem with Penguin already. I know there's an issue. The issue is that on this skill here, and I may do it again. Oh, wait, actually, is it this skill? Yeah. This is one of the best parts of his kit, and I cannot rank him up right now because I do not have the 8th medal. I don't have him, and I don't have enough of these. As soon as this is possible, I will do it because on this skill, when he gets hit, you get poisoned, okay? If attack when the umbrella is raised, there is a 100% chance adding 1 stack of poison to the damage dealer for 3 turns. All right, that is going to be the best part of his kit. We're still going to try to sit here and see how poisons work. And the way that we'll see here is after the end of the turn, after the end of the enemy turn, I guess you need to take superpower damage equal to 20% of attack and decreases healing received by 10%. So it's going to be 20% of attack. So it's not as potent, actually, but it does mean that you can't heal yourself as much. Now, one thing I want to check, so that was 20. And then where is, wait. Oh, no, that was burn. Okay, so burn does 60, I believe, right? Yeah, 60, but you got to stack 4. Poison, you don't have to stack it. It's just going to do it constantly over time. When the burn happens, the burns detonate and then they're cleared from the enemy. Make sure that I say that clearly. So that is what you have here with him. You have poison that he's laying down on his basic as 1 poison stack for 3 turns. And the poisons are around for a minute. So if you think about it, when it detonates after the 4 burns stack up, this that he's doing is going to do about the same damage if that poison stays on there for 3 turns. It's going to do 60%. Okay. And then this is where you get it if you attack him. During battle, increase health. So that's not important. So here, and this is adding attack to us. So none of this is important with regards to the poison. Just his basic for now. And then that advanced attack whenever he's up with his shield and you get hit. Next is Poison Ivy, one of my favorite characters of all time. I did look at her gear to try to make it a little bit better, but it is what it is. I don't know her kit as well. I don't even think I've done my Poison Ivy video. No, I haven't done my Poison Ivy video yet because she's still not rank 5 for me. So we are going to ignore you. Here you are. Adds 1 stack of poison to a back row enemy and another random back row target for 3 turns. So basically just 2 of the 3 get poison for 3 turns. Okay, cool. And then during battle, increases attack by 15%. When dealing damage, permanently increases her own attack by 1% for each stack of poison on the target. So when she attacks in battle, when there's a target, it's going to increase her attack by 1% per poison on that target. And so I guess that means even if the poison is cleared, you're still going to maintain that attack. And then it says base attack is increased by 20% instead. So increase by 15%. Ooh. And then increase by 20%. And then the permanent increase goes up to 2% once I get it to rank 8. Okay. So those are those poisoners. And then next is Scarecrow. And then in his kits, poison slash all, this is ultimate, slash all enemy slash at all enemies during superpower damage, dealing superpower damage equal to 80% of attack. For each stack of poison on the enemy, there's a 35% chance of adding another 1 stack of poison for 3 turns. Now, this is going to be very effective against Ultraman in the Evil Falls, because if Penguin gets to put his basic down before I use the ultimate from Scarecrow, then Scarecrow's going to add another stack. So we like that. Oh, he has poison on his basic. Charges towards enemy and stabs the enemy with needles in his hands. That just, that make my flesh crawl. Dealing physical damage equal to 75% of attack. He then adds 1 stack of poison for 3 turns. So then there's another poison coming from his basic. Okay, and then this spreads fear gas at the start of battle, adding 1 stack of poison to all enemies that last until the end of battle. He seems really good. And then the skill level, when turn 2 ends for him, spread fear gas again. So wow. So for each turn he takes, he's going to spread fear gas, which is going to give poison. That's really, I like that. And then this is just increased damage here. I was just making sure that the skill levels for each. Damage increases by 100%. So slash enemies dealing superpower damage, 80% for attack, and then it goes to 100 and then 120. That seems cool. Now here's the thing. Let me check his. I should probably put other gear on him. Let's see. Can I go ahead and change this up on the homie? Because don't have any more health helmets. That's a weird health helmet. Was really, really weird coming out of our mouth. Okay, so replace. Do we have any health shoulders? Come on now. 1 health shoulder, that's blue. Oh, but he already had a blue one. So then we don't have any of the elites. For him, we'll leave it. Body armor. Oak, stop that. Stop that now. And you go away. All right, so for the body armor, do I have health here? I do not have any health that's available, but I did switch to the attack, so we're going to go ahead and replace it. So now 2 attack sets, 1 health, 1 HP, I should say. I keep saying health. I should say HP. Yeah. I don't have another HP belt, but I do have another attack belt. But there's no point in using the attack belt because I can only have a maximum of 2 sets. We do have this attack piece here. But I don't have an attack. What is this? Amulet? Emblem? I don't know what this is supposed to be. What is it called? Oh, accessory. Okay, well, forgive me for being creative. There's a health one here. But we don't have an... Oh, no, there's an attack one. I literally put my finger on the... Okay. I smart. All right, so next... All right, so I don't see any attack here. And I don't actually see any health there either. So we'll just leave that as it is. So yeah, that I'm still trying to be cognizant of the fact that the gear does matter in these attacks. Okay, so now let's go to Ultraman and try to stomp a mud hole in him with poison. Now, Penguin is a very good tank, right? So I can put him up front, and I want to kind of keep Scarecrow protected because he's going to be the weakest one in this group because he's elite. Yep. Sorry, E40. Okay, so we have our poison part of the team. Now, the next thing is I have an idea, and I think I saw this happen. One thing that Zatanna's passive does, it's lifesteal. So for every piece of damage that you do, you get healed. I noticed, and I want to double check to be sure, that works for poisons and burns and bleeds as well. So while you've put out all that poison, and he's taking damage off of it, you should also see over here for anyone who laid out the poison, health stats, little health numbers that go up for them. I would like to have one more tank to protect them. I mean, I could just put out Nightwing just because really we're looking at the damage. We're not really trying to win. So, because here, put it this way, it's 184 versus 482. This should not be a long fight. Okay. And what did we forget to do, kids? Never mind. So there's a poison that goes out there. He's already got poison on him. And you see a little bit of health came back, right? So, I did not mean to do that. I meant to do the fear gas from, So yeah, he has another poison out there already. We'll do this from Scarecrow now. So that's 3 poisons he has stacked on him. So at the end of his turn, he's going to lose a lot. There was a crit shot. Okay, cool. Now we can do Poison Ivy's ultimate. So there's like 6 poisons right now, right on him. And he just lost 3478 based off those poisons. I know it's not as much as the burn detonation, but it will be because it's only doing 20%. So just multiply that by 3 times because those poisons last for 3 turns. They're all dead, so it don't matter now. But then after 3 turns, you'll see that it's going to be 34, 34, and then 34. So that's going to actually end up equaling more than what that burn was. But at the same time, remember, gear heavily influences this, etc., etc. So, don't use heal set on Kid Flash, says Virgil. Why? I need to know why. Thanks for the comment. Why am I not using burn? Why am I not using heal set on Kid Flash? We'll get into a deeper discussion once I stop this video, and we can just talk on the stream. Okay, so next, that was poison. Now we're going to build a bleed team. That was kind of fun seeing that happen. I kind of wish that I do wish that Ultraman was a little bit weaker, so we could have seen that happen a little bit more. All right, so next, when building the bleed team, we're going to use Orem, Ocean Master. Skill. So, bleed is at the end of the turn, take 50%, I wish, 20% of attack and decreases shields received by 10%. If proportion of HP is lower than 33%, the damage is doubled. You will not be seeing that with Ultraman right now. Bleed ignores shield and deals its damage directly to HP, which we do like. Again, you won't notice that with Ultraman when we go at him because he won't have a shield. And we probably won't live long enough to tell the tale. All right, so this is all weaken. I think this is just weaken. This is block, actually. And then block. Okay, so then the only ability that lays down bleeds is going to be his ultimate, which is for every stack of weaken an enemy has, add 1 stack of bleed, and add 1 stack of weaken for 2 turns to each enemy with no stacks of weaken. And then it increases bleed stacks, increase to 2. So it's going to be 2 bleeds if they have weaken already, which kind of sucks because you need to have weaken out there first, but he does apply weaken on his basic. So there's one thing for you. All right, so then next up in this is going to be Damien. So Damien, let me check his passive first. Increase damage dealt to target with more than 65% health. Upon dealing damage, add 1 stack of bleed for 2 turns. So increase damage dealt with more than 65% health by 25%. So the enemy's high up, 0%. Upon dealing damage, this is like the Starfire thing, you're going to do bleed. So that means all of his attacks lay down a bleed, right? So, because his kit looks very plain until you see that part. So, And then next on this is going to be two Freez. And let's see. Okay. And this is the thing where I have to watch about positioning. If his evil side is shown, he attacks enemy row twice, with each hit dealing physical damage equal to 80% of attack and adding 1 stack of bleeds for 2 turns. If the goods, so that means that when he's on the back row, he is going to shoot at the enemy and lay down 1 stack of bleeds. And on the front row, what he does is he compels one of his enemies to attack, and that enemy will then stun or he compels one of his allies to attack the enemy, and then that ally will stun that enemy. That's what the other part of the passive does, so not that important. So here's another part of the bleeds. Attacks an enemy twice with each attack, dealing damage equal to 25% and 60% respectively, and adding 1 stack of bleed for 2 turns. So there's another bleed for 2 turns, and there's a bleed for 2 turns. Would love to be 3 turns, seeing as how it's only 20% damage, but it does apply that damage under the shield. So I guess that's the trade-off. He's going to flip a coin for his advanced attack, and he does literally like flip a coin. Deals physical damage equal to 170% of attack, and adds 2 stack of bleeds if we get it on tails. And then on his passive, I don't think this has anything to do with bleeds. At the start of battle, blah, blah, blah. And then damage. All right, so I need him to be on the back row. First things first. He's going to lay down bleeds on his ultimate. Check. Then Aurum lays down bleeds, but only if the enemy has weakened. And then Damien lays down bleeds all the time. So the ultimate I want to open up with is Two-Face. And then... So let's get rid of you guys. Just leave that in the front. So we want Orm, Ocean Master. We want Two-Face. We want Damien. Now let's check the team synergies. I can already tell you Orm's is just based on block, so it actually doesn't benefit bleeds at all. All deployed allies attack HP defense plus 6% during battle, increases bleed damage taken by enemy by 12%. This is the team synergy from Two-Face that we're going to be taking. Who was the one that triggers that actually? Who on the team triggers that right now? Damien. Oh, both of them. Cool. All right, so bleed characters. Oh, this would have been... Click a character add to your line. So I could have added Cheetah. But Cheetah, I'm not about to put in level link right now. Seeing as I just spent 100 gems to put Bizarro in there for one team, since he's only going to be on Freez, whatever. So yeah, but later I might work Cheetah into a bleed team, because she does also give action bar as her ultimate, making you move faster, maybe meaning putting down more bleeds and causing more havoc. So let us go ahead and run this. Do we got everybody we need? We got a squad? We got a squad. All right, so in the back row, let's watch this damage. Now it does, now the bleeds, from what I noticed, there's one bleed right there. He got tails. Yeah. Well, there's 3 bleeds over there. I wish that had gone on to Ultraman. And then we're going to use the ultimate from Ocean Master, put some more bleeds. Ultraman has like 3 bleeds right now, so his turn is going to come soon, and I can't wait to see 4 bleeds. Yep, so there's 2,000 bleeds for him. Oh, he's getting poisoned too. 6 bleeds. These bleeds are stacking. Okay, so then that's the one thing. It seems as though the bleeds don't persist. Oh, well, no, because it's 2-3 turns. Okay, got it. Sorry. That's my fault. Not paying attention. And now we die. Yo. So those bleeds were lasting 2-3 turns. Poison still theoretically does more damage, but that is because of my gear, partially. Also, the characters that were giving away poison were doing it like for 3 turns, and bleeds, they were doing it for 2. At least from what I was seeing. I'm sure that stuff changes as you rank up or whatever, but I tried to read through and see if that would change, and it didn't. So, But who knows? If I'm wrong, put it in the comment section. I mean, Virgil already got me on one. I could be wrong about other stuff. Okay, so George definitely got me on one. Okay, so here we go. Next I'm trying to figure out freeze and frostbite. Okay, and so it looks like this video won't be a two-parter. It'll just be a long video. Let's go back to the characters. So now we have Bizarro, who does give, as we've learned, frostbite and freeze, right? And then that's the only ability that does that. His fire breath doesn't give freeze, but it does extend it does extend frostbite. Anyway, and then this doesn't at all either. So it's only this ability where heals himself 20% of his lost HP and emits freezing beams from his eyes to attack a random enemy 3 times. Each adding a stack of frostbite has a 100% chance of adding freeze for 1 turn. So you'll have freeze for 1 turn and frostbite. What does frostbite do? Glad you asked. Deals physical damage equal to 15% of attack for each stack of frostbite when added. This is kind of hard for me to, I think I understand how it goes. Oh, and freeze, actions cannot be taken, decreases speed by 25%. So that means that honestly, frostbite is more like the bleed, burn, and poison, and then freeze is your stun. So honestly, I should be focusing on the frostbite more. So let's go ahead and make that correction for myself. Frostbite is like these. And then the freeze is like an added benefit. So that has like Bizarro on it. That has like Cap Cole on it. And I'm pretty sure that freeze arrow from Green Arrow lays down frostbite, not freeze. In fact, I'm positive of that because I've not seen him like freeze anyone yet. Green Arrow. All right. And then Mr. Freeze, we'll see. So what I think this does is like there's one that gets added to you. So that's 15% right there. But it stays. And then once you get the next one, that's another 15%. So it's 30 by that point. And then they stay. Stack another one, that's another 15%. Now we're at 45% and they stay. I think that's how that works. Now the other problem is, and maybe we can see, is that, well, no, if it's multiple characters doing it, then we should see the numbers increase as more and more frostbite get laid down. We'll see. If that is how that works, I love that debuff. Let's see, Cap Cole. Nope, skill. Now, yep, he does lay frostbite down on his ultimate. Grants the front row allies a shield that can absorb damage equal to 20% of the max HP. If I took him rank 6, I don't have him there yet. And part of that is because I've been using his frags to rank up other characters. So I'm not gonna cry about it. Has a 50% chance of adding 1 stack of frostbite to enemies that attack the shield. Okay, so then, this is actually pretty good. It's kind of pretty good. So it's very similar to Penguin's poison. Once he puts out the shield, if you attack either one of those shields, then you're going to have a 50% chance of getting frostbite. You get frostbite, that hurts you immediately right there. I feel as though I want to rank up Captain Cole now to 6. Yeah, I really want to do that. Next, shoots his cold gun at enemy 3 times, each dealing physical damage 28%, and adds 1 stack of frostbite. And then this recoup, so that has nothing to do with it. Level up his gear. I did try to do some of his gear today. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. I know. All right. Green Arrow. We're gonna go to his Frozen Arrow. Which the affinity is, there's no, stop it. Frozen Arrow is his advanced attack. Shoots a freeze arrow at the enemy, dealing physical damage equal to 110%, and then adding frostbite. Okay, so we have frostbite coming from 3 people, and I'm going to check Mr. Freeze. I think Mr. Freeze only has freeze. I don't think he has frostbite, but we'll see in a minute. It wouldn't make sense to me, but about to find out. He does have frostbite. So whenever the ally inside the frozen coffin is attacked, there's a 100% chance to heal them for 3% of their max HP. Add 1 stack of frostbite to the attacker. So that's damn near what is done by Captain Cold, except Captain Cold does it to the entire front row, his shields, and then there's 50% chance to be the one. This Sub-Zero Solace, that is done to only one person. And I think you can't even move while you're frozen like that. Let me double check. Heals a front row ally with the lowest proportion of HP for HP equal to 20% of max HP. Also protects them within a frozen coffin, making them unable to take actions and granting them 75% damage reduction for 2 turns. So you can't do anything while you're frozen, but it's going to protect you for that 2 turns. Maybe if you get somebody who can put a recuperate on you in that meantime while you're trying to heal, it'll be to your benefits. So next up, frostbite. So of course he does frostbite, shouldn't. Fires his cold gun at the enemy, dealing physical damage, an attack, and adding 1 stack of frostbite. Next. And then that's all that is. Proportion lowest of frozen coffin. It's going to be triggered during battle. Heal self amount counts, or it goes up to 7%. All right. So that is Mr. Freeze. So on the Frostbite team, we have Green Arrow, Mr. Freeze, Captain Cold, Bizarro. Now, just so you know, that team's probably going to do better only because of Green Arrow. Like straight up. Everybody else that I've looked at. Wait, what? Well, no, Bizarro isn't. Bizarro's an epic, and then I have 2 elites. So, anyway, let's go back. Let's check this out with Ultraman. Then we can call this a video. But I want to build these teams. I want to test them out in Arena. I want to test them. I do have a comp kind of built like this in Elite Arena, where each of the 3 teams, each one has a debuff, like trait that they're trying to go after: poison, bleed, and burn. Let's see. Let's put Green Arrow in. Let's go ahead and put in. Well, Bizarro's going to be next on this list. Okay, Dovisai. Oh, nope, Mr. Freeze is. Then Bizarro. Then Capcom. All right, so then I'm going to put. Well, I guess I have to keep. No. We can put him in the back. And because I want to protect them, which there's no real point, but I'm going to try to pretend like it's going to work anyway. I will put Nightwing in. There's no synergy that happens there. None of them have a team synergy. Not a 1. Wow, he does AoE damage. Yeah, where's my guy? Yeah, Mr. Freeze. He does AoE damage. Who do I need? Who do I need in order to get this to work? I need Jessica Cruz. I need one of these. I need 2 of these, however many. And that's not going to happen. So there's no increased damage there. Cool. So let's see if this works. Thank you guys for watching. All right, so he's adding the flower to the character with the most HP. You would have thought it would have been Nightwing. Oh, no, it's Green Arrow. So Frostbite added. Every time that Frostbite has been added, he's been taking additional damage. Another Frostbite there. See, there's more Frostbite there. Frostbite might be my favorite. And then you see Ultraman snort a bunch of kryptonite, which that is speaking to something. That is somebody speaking to something. And everybody did. I want to see that again, though, because I feel like Frostbite might be my favorite debuff. Frostbite might be my favorite debuff. Hello. Bye-bye. Okay. Oh, and I never even like triggered any of their ultimates. Who's the ultimate that I'm going to use, though? It's not GA, it's not Freeze. Is it Captain Cold's or is it Bizarro's? Wait a sec. I never even used any of their ultimates. Hey. Yeah, it's going to be Bizarro. I was not even paying attention enough to do that. All right, so let's go ahead and get this popping. And then we'll use Bizarro's ultimate immediately. Got him. So then there's one Frostbite. We're about to add another one. Oh, to that. Okay, over there. And then you see the Frostbite damage come off. So every time it is added. That makes sense to me. Nope. See, 895. Actually, the Frostbite damage, if you notice, the Frostbite damage is, and like I said this before about burns. However, I'm seeing it happen at okay. The Frostbite damage is doing more damage than the actual attacks themselves, the basics and the advanced attacks, which is to be expected. But they're increasing, and not at an increasing rate. They're just increasing. Same thing happened with burn though. With the basic, I hit you, but if the burn detonates, then it's going to be more than what my damage would have been with the base, which is probably the goal, or definitely the goal. It's a video game. Let's go to Elite Arena. But it feels as though stacking Frostbite on a team could be very, very, very useful and a lot of fun. So, nope, not Elseworld. Warworld. Yeah, Elite Arena. And now I'm tempted to change my entire defense. So we had the Bleed team up here that had, oh no, it was Bleed and Poison. It was Bleed and Poison. So you had Two-Face, Orem, and Damien for the bleeds. And then you had Poison, Ivy, and Penguin for the poison, which the more, after reading those things about the poisons and the bleeds, I like this composition even more now. Needs to be refined. I need to get Poison Ivy up to 6. I need to get Two-Face up to 6 at least. Then we have the Bizarro team down here, and this is why this is not working. I put Bizarro in here because they put burn on his kit, and I should have read his kit instead of trusting the tags. So this is a failure. This is a failure. And then you have down here where it was going to be Freeze. Or no, I think I was just putting a heal team where it's basically going to Zatanna and Kid Flash are going to, and Mr. Freeze throwing out the shield on the front row are going to be so annoying that you can't get through them because they keep healing and healing and healing. Is it going to work that way? Probably not, but it can't hurt to try. Okay, so now what I have to do is the amendment to Team 2. That is going to remove Bizarro. And we need to lay down more burn. I can't think of that off the top of my head, so let me just put Batman in for the time being. And then this team is straight. We got our poison and we got our bleeds over here. The ultimate ability. Check. And then for this one, no, yeah, that was team 2. Yeah. So then for this one, ultimate ability, we'll put you here. Cool. And then team number 3. This was just supposed to be like a good team. That's all that was supposed to do. But then this is where I would use a Frostbite team made of Bizarro, Captain Cole, Green Arrow, and Mr. Freeze. Let's back out a little bit, I guess. Wait, what? No. Oh wait, no. That's what it was. Confirmed. Sorry. Okay, so what is this? So that has been changed. We'll do one challenge, and I don't think, or maybe I will. Wondering if I should watch the battle or not. So he's punching above me. Okay. All right, but we're not going to watch it in that way. We're going to see if it does any good, because this is a punch up for me. Two-Face is in the front because he also reduces the damage of the person in the front taking it with him. When he goes off for his ultimate, he will then influence one of the other characters that has either bleed or poison on their basic to hit them. You see all the poison out there, not even that many, but it's, oh, well, yeah, if you take the number into account, it's stacking and stacking and stacking. Okay, bet. And trying to watch for the out of turn damage deal for when the enemy takes their turn. But it becomes a little bit difficult. This was actually the plus side about Zatanna because you could kind of track it that it was working properly because you would see the heals going down. Okay, Orm does his thing. I think this is a lost cause. I believe that this team needs more survivability. That's how I'm feeling. Now, again, like I said before, it's kind of hard to make these blanket like assumptions based on a couple days. Okay. So now this one is the burn team that I had to haphazardly put a bunch of other folks into. Okay. So there's 2 burns out there. Is that a frostbite I just saw? Okay. And then, so there's still just 2. Hey, what's going on? There's 3 over there on Two-Face. Okay. Orm has frostbite somehow. Okay. Oh, and that mirror thing. What does that thing do? Does it heal? I didn't even write the kid on that thing yet. All right. So let's go ahead and clear out. I thought for a second we weren't going to make it. We seem to be in good shape. I wish we could get some more bleeds out there, though. Some more water. Really want some more bleeds out there. Oh, sorry. Burn. All right, so this looks like a win. Ooh, I was going to say let's check the burn and see if it kills him, but she might beat us to it. Oh, and there was a burn thing right there too. What? All right, so now this is the I just got good players team. So we'll just skip through this. Okay, so I won that. All right, so far, I like poison and bleed. Frostbite is the best of those types of the damage over time debuffs. Burn to me is the worst, and it's not bad. It requires a different mechanic. That means that I got to get 4 hits on you to get it to work, and do the damage. Whereas poison, bleed, and freeze is like, no, we here, homie. We're gonna take care of it at the end of the turn. Frostbite's like, the more you hit him, the more I'm gonna hurt him. So I do like that. In any case, this video did end up being long. 50-something minutes. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, hit subscribe and hit dislike. I'm okay with that as well. If you've made it this far, you're champion. I love you. You the best. See you guys next time. All right. So I think, man, that got me. I remember when I was doing my DC Legends, like big beginner's guide to go through the entire game. I actually like rented a ski, not like cabin, but I was up in the mountains in a little like podunk. It wasn't a resort. It was like this old like schoolhouse that had been converted into rooms for Airbnb where people could stay so they can go skiing on the mountain. And I remember I don't ski at all. All I did was spend 3 days up there alone recording that beginner's guide. It was a lot. And I had my old computer too, whose battery life sucked. Man, it was a lot. It took a lot. Oh, and that one was like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. The thing I just did on these buffs and debuffs was 15 minutes. That's crazy. That is crazy. Got me tired. I feel like I need to make a tea. Trying to lean back on coffee. Albeit drinking a Earl Grey isn't exactly gonna be much of a difference. Wait, what? What is you? Epic. What now? Whatever. I do like these rooms. I kind of want to do these rooms, but I think I'll do that for fun by myself later and record it and then talk through it. So those debuffs are gone. What was the other one? It's freeze and stun. Then you have sturdy armor, frantic. They need. I wish I had a list somewhere. I tried to find on the site on the game itself. I tried to find the site. It didn't tell you. And I tried to find anywhere where they would give you a description of what each of the buffs does, like a consolidated glossary. If you guys know where that is, let me know because I can't find it. Security plan guide. I mean, this is where I go guide, but the guide isn't actually a guide. It's just do this stuff and you get this stuff. It doesn't tell you anything. Wish it did. Yeah. So anyway. So who was up? We did that though, right? No, we did. We didn't do Ocean Master. I thought for sure we did Ocean Master. No, I think I put him in the video when I was ranking him up. And have we done? We haven't done Jessica. We kind of did Jessica Cruz when I was doing the level link thing. I'm kind of counting that as her and Raven's Guide, especially since Jessica Cruz is not in my favorite and Raven's falling out of my favor. Not that she's bad, but just like I haven't had a chance. I don't have the need to use her. I could do an Ocean Master one real quick. And then I'll have to wait because then I will have done a guide for everybody. I have 5-star. Two-Face, Robin, Batman, Cruz, Ocean, Storm, yeah. And then I'll just have to wait and do, and I even did one of Captain Cole. Wait and do a guide with these 3 elites. And I would, even though I'm still using her for fodder a lot, do one for Black Canary because I think she has a pretty good heal mechanic that scales well as you get higher up. But I haven't been able to test that because I haven't been scaling her or lowering her up. So let's go ahead and look at All right. Yeah, I gotta fix these graphics. This looks like it's straight out of 1998 PlayStation 1. Okay, PlayStation 2. All right. Where are we? Check. Just making sure that goes. Okay, so Sluk. Noch ein Schluck Wasser. And 3, 2. His first name is like I mean, I know it's Orm, like Storm Orm. That's who? Is that a real name? Is that somebody's like real name? Is that like a name thing? Like whenever you meet a kid and they're like, my name is Adolf, and it's like, why do your parents hate you? Let's get to the video. And 3, 2. Hi guys, I'm Grubby here, and this is a DC Worlds Collide video. In this video, I'm going to go through the kit of Marios. Sure. So, he has the class of support, the trait of agile, block, bleed, debuffs, counter. Those are his specialties. I do like running him, or he runs well with Nightwing, and I think that's why. Because it took me a minute while I was looking at him because I felt like I'd already done this kit, and I think it's because I've read it so many times in Congress with other characters, like with Two-Face, with Nightwing, that it just felt like I already knew him. So now let's just give him his own guide, seeing as how I got him rank 6. I did put block gear on him. I'm wondering if, well, you know what? Let's do that after I check the skills. But first we go to affinities and the affinities. All deployed allies on his team synergy. All deployed allies attack, HP, and defense are up by 6%. Every 5 times your team blocks an attack. I did not read that properly the first time I read it. And I'm really hoping, I'm going to double check right now for real, because I think that's how much I've read his kit. No. So I've never done an official like guide on him. I've talked around him a lot. All right. I did not read this properly the first time I read it. Every 5 times your team blocks an attack. So theoretically, if someone does an AoE attack and all of your characters block it, then this triggers. Increase attack for all allies by 4% to a maximum of 30%. I don't know why I read this so incorrectly. What I thought it was saying was, damn, I'm stupid. That for that character, if they block 5 times, then they get 4% increase. So I was like, Nightwing will run with him and he'll block stuff 5 times, and then on the 5th time, he's gonna get more attack, and that's not it. The entire team, it's a running tally of everybody. So, Orm got 2 blocks, Jessica Cruz got 2 blocks, and Superman got 1. We all get 4% increase in damage in attack. I like. I never thought I'd say I want to build a block team. Feels like I'm going to build a bunch of O-linemen. Or centers, NBA centers from the 1990s. But back when blocking was cool. That made me sound old. I'm not that dude. I love the current NBA. And I'm sure 90% of you watching this video don't care about that. All right, so on to his affinities. Finish the affinities out. I have none of it. Okay, so this is the one that I thought was, this character is still a mystery. So wait a minute. Is that what that is? So here's where my confusion came in, because there is one of the ones where I think is Deathstroke is an affinity for somebody, and I could see his image despite the fact, like with Lex, despite the fact that I don't have him in the game. Then this is a question mark, and I'm like, why? And I guess these are characters that have not been released yet. So attack, maybe this is Aquaman? Because it's just a blank silhouette. Okay. At first I thought it was like just a grayed out image of that person, so you'd have to kind of guess. But no, it is really just a profile blank silhouette with a question mark. So I guess attack is going to be Black Manta and Aquaman, and defense is going to be Mera. I don't know. Well, Mera's already in this game. I don't know. Aquaman isn't in this game, is he? I don't think so. I need to go look at that. Anyway, skill. Basic attack, Trident Master. No, you're not. You stole it. Deals 85% physical attack damage and applies 1 stack of Weaken for 3 turns. This makes more sense now when I was running him with that bleed team. Okay. So he's going to put Weaken out on his basic. Weaken decreases attack by 8% and block break by 5%. Next is his Atlantean Armor. Grants 50% block and 50% block amount to the ally with the lowest HP for 1 turn. Block and attack reduces damage by the defender's block amount. Physical damage is reduced by a further 20%. So if you got no block amount, then you are going to block for 20%. According to this is going to add 50% to your block amount. So that means that now you're going to be blocking for 70%. Add 50% block amount to the ally with the lowest. Okay, so you're going to be blocking for 50%. Now, there was a block amount thing that was on Nightwing's kit, where if you go to his emblem, that's how you add more to the block amount. And right now, I think mine is like at 9% or something stupid like that. Okay, cool. And then grants block and block amount bonuses to 2 allies with the lowest HP. If I take him Rick 7, duration increase for 2 turns instead of for 1. I like that. Okay, next. Xbelfu. Zebelfu. Zebelfu? Zebelfu. Warrior. I ain't. Okay. When an ally blocks an attack, Ocean Master will launch one counterattack at the damage dealer. So not only is he going to increase your attack because that person blocked, but then if that person blocked, he's going to attack the attacker. Gain a 10% chance to deal an additional counterattack. Additional counterattacks can only happen 3 times per round. So per round, okay, fair. But there's only like 5 characters on the field. And it says when an ally blocks an attack, he counters. It doesn't necessarily mean that he does it. It's an ally specifically stated. So, I mean, unless they count him as his own ally, it's just going to happen for 3 of the 4 if all of them manage to block. And then in the next turn, it's just going to reset. Chance for an additional counterattack increases to 20%. Okay, cool. And then counter additionally gains 1 move to the counterattack, and this is usually basic, whatever. Okay, so now we're going to the ultimate, which I read just a minute ago in my debuffs video. For every stack of weaken on an enemy has add 1 stack of bleed for 2 turns. Add 1 stack of weaken for 2 turns for each enemy with no stacks of weaken. It almost makes me want to, well, no. Let's not be crazy. Bleed stacks increase to 2. So I'm putting on 2 bleeds for 2 turns if the enemy has weaken. Weaken decreases it, blah, blah, blah. All right, so that's his kit. I'm going to check his gear real quick. I did put block. I did have HP here. Replace. And I don't think I have any more block gear that's not on like Nightwing. Belt. Yeah, arm. And then that. All right, so that is his kit, I think. And then let me double check one more thing. So he wants to get the weaken and the bleed out there. That'll be easy to see. I think I'm going to take him into Evil Falls so that we can see those debuffs in action up close in person now. And then I wonder, they probably show you what this block looks like. That might have been that little cross of arms that I saw. And I was like, what was that? During battle. So let us multiverse this up. We will go to Evil Falls. And then we will build his team full of people who like to block, aka Nightwing, because I'm not sure about anybody else right now. We'll take you out. And we will put... Now he also does bleeds. So I'm tempted to... You need to be in the back row so you can apply your bleed, sir. But I really want this synergy. So then, yeah. And then, what do we have next? Who else should be here? I do want to get the weaken out, but I don't know what characters have weaken. But I do want to get the weaken out so I get more bleeds from him. But it is what it is. So let's just grab a rando. Payment puts out poison, right? Who else put out bleed? It's Damien, Two-Face, Cheetah. Let's put out Damien. There we go. Now, we have the bleeds up and ready to go. So, attack. All right. And then let me wait and I'll use his ultimate. Hopefully we get some bleeds on him before his ultimate comes up. There's the bleeds. We'll use his ultimate now. Oh no, we want it weaken on him. So that added, I wish it would show you, but that added these weakens here, or 2 of those weakens. I don't know where the third one came from. Uh-oh, I'm not paying attention to the cooldowns, but we're about to die anyway. Didn't matter. But that's what I wanted to see have happen. He didn't have any weaken on him, so he put weaken out there. We'll take him into arena and call it a video. I do like Orm a lot, actually. A lot. It may not seem like it, but I do like the concept of weaken going out there, and then the whole, like, you better have weaken or else I'm going to give you weaken. And if you do have weaken, I'm going to stab you and give you bleed. So I do like that concept. Let's go to War World. Boop, 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 boop. And I feel like, and someone else brought this, it was George who brought this up. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and just say, shout out to him. But he told me, I even saved the friggin' comment because I was like, I promised him I would try it because he was adamant that Constantine is a good character. But in his description, he says that use Nightwing, Orm or Freeze, or Jessica Cruz, Constantine, Green Arrow, Zatanna, and almost everything progress into the game. So I'm going to try to do that now. I don't know that it's going to work in this scenario. So don't hold this against him. This is me trying to get in a weird spot. Because I think what he was referring to was using it in, or maybe he did mean using it in Arena. I was thinking I was still going to do, Evil Falls. So let's see. Select a smaller team this time, seeing as I'm experimenting with George's team here. Okay, so he see it. I got Nightwing, check. Where's There's Constantine, we'll leave him in there. Where you at, bro? Constantine, Green Arrow, and Zatanna. See, here's the thing. I feel like Zatanna is there, and I was doing this before. I feel like Zatanna is there to minimize the disaster that Constantine may cause. Just saying. Somebody's got Bridesmaid already? Well, I mean, she has been out, but I did not get that pull. Okay, so here we go. Slow it down. I know it's like super slow, but I do want to see the attacks happen. So we have a Weaken go out. We have a Frostbite out here. That is from Green Arrow. There's another Frostbite. Weaken. So then when Orm gets his turn, let's see. His turn comes up after their Ravens. And then Nightwing. Oh, I still have the ultimates on auto here. Let's take that off. Yo, can I? Yeah, all right, they're off now, I believe. Okay, so there goes my Batmobile to take out your little bat cycle. Come on now. Stunning. All right. I feel like the auto ultimate thing is not removing itself. And I want you to be gone, homie. Why aren't you going nowheres? It won't let me. Okay. Because I really want to use his ultimate now. Okay, so our turn is coming up soon enough. There's some healing there. Oh, a lot of healing there. There's Constantine going. Now, this is the team that he said that we should be using. And they're doing pretty well. I'm going to have to do this again because I do not like the fact that I did not have the ultimates, that I could not control the ultimates just there. And typically, I don't care about controlling the ultimates. But in this specific scenario where I'm trying to show stuff, I want the ultimates up. Yeah, knock him unconscious. That's what's up. All right, so now for everyone who doesn't have Weekend, okay. See the bleeds pop up. Ooh. Is that true? Okay, right here. Yeah, there's 4 bleeds and there was... Okay, so it seems as though you get a bleed per Weekend on you. That's nuts. I thought it was just you got it so you get 2. I didn't think it was like for every 1 you got, you get 2. So I didn't think it stacked like that. Oh man. Love that. Love that. I gotta try that again. Okay, so we won. So far George is right. Constantine's still a jerk. So far George is right. He's right. You know. Let's try that one more again. I really liked that. Okay, we'll punch up. 507, you're a monster to me. Get crushed beneath your boot like an ant. All right, so let's do the ultimates since I apparently am too dense to be able to turn them off. And we'll keep Orms putting his ultimates up there as much as possible because if we're still putting because now my next video needs to be on the characters that give Weaken Because if they give weaken and he stacks bleeds like that, that's insane. Does Constantine give weaken on his abilities? So Constantine, lifesteal, no weaken. There is a weaken here that he does on his basic. If I get him up to rank 5, is it? Attack enemy polykinesis during powerful damage. Damage increases, attack receives 1 stack of weaken. So I need to take him up to rank 5. And he'll be putting out weaken on his basic. And then his passive and his other passive that don't do that. So if I get him up to rank 5, and I did Damien first because I was like, man, forget him. If I get him up to rank 5, and he's putting out weakens on his basic, and then Orm comes through, and he's like, you got weaken, let's go ahead and give you these bleeds, homie. Like, I do like, okay. All right. Wait, and then one more. Sorry, guys. One more. Does Zatanna give weaken on her ultimate? No, it's armor break. Different kind of weaken. Okay. Different kind of weaken. She doesn't give out weaken. Frantic and strong attack. Okay. She doesn't give out weaken. All right. So now ultimates are set. Let's go ahead and fight. If this punch up works, then I have to say you're right, George, and I was wrong. I was wrong all along. For now. But it looks like we're gonna get owned. Okay, so there he goes. Put it at 3x. So weaken went out there because they didn't have any weaken. But the next go round, if they have weaken when he does his ultimate, then they get a bunch of bleeds. Oh, thank you for stunning Bane, Batmobile. You're awesome. Oh, we got some frostbite out there. We don't like that. Stop it. I'm telling. Okay. So now whose ultimate gets to go? It is going to be Constantine's ultimate. Green Arrow's about to do some damage. Oof. Ooh, and then there goes their Batmobile. Oof. We shouldn't be replacing Zatanna with Kid Flash. All right. So I would like for Orm to get his ultimate up one more time. Oof. There goes my hopes. Now I know it's not. I'm being funny, and I'm not gonna blame George and but I'm blaming George. Hey, buddy. Nah, he did say that it was for like progress, and I think what he meant was through PvE content, not necessarily arena content. Okay, so I do like Orm. I do, and it does make me want to level up Constantine a little bit more, rank him up, I should say, a little bit more. And I'm also going to look for, while I'm sitting here yapping, make sure to make note, to build a weakened team. I got my burn team. I got my poison team. I got my bleed team. I got my frostbite team. And now I'm going to have to build a weakened team. So, that was a lot of noise. Did I hit my computer? I think it's fine. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, hit subscribe and hit dislike. I'm okay with that as well. I'll see you guys next time. That was fun. I'm tired. I am going to stop for the day. But this was fun. So see you guys next time.